All right, everyone. Welcome to Agranak Studios. Today we've got a special treat. Oh yes, Jeremy here from GnomeBot Studios, the writer, creator, illustrator of Grit Fantasy RPG. I've got it right here.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
everybody.
Woohoo! Awesome. A lot of our Agranakians are big fans of the system that you've created. Not only that, but the vibe that you have come up with, not only with the aesthetic, but everything. Anyways, I'm going to get in just right into these questions here. We're going to start with the first one, and we're going to go way back. How
Way
did
back.
you first get into role-playing games?
I mean, this is going way back, like probably close to, like your experiences, but like back in the early '80s, it was D&D Redbox. Got together with my buddy who had got it for Christmas, and we went down to the basement, which is where we usually played games, right? Like somehow RPGs go to the basement. But yeah, we had a great time the first time, and that first game that I played was just I was like, I want to do this forever.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's life-changing. It really is. do
right.
do you remember your very first character, or did you game master or
I,
dungeon
I
master?
I was a player. My buddy was a game master. I know I was some kind of wizard, maybe,
Okay.
because I think I had magic missile somehow first
Yep.
level.
Got to
Um,
spam it. Well, you get it once, right?
I think so. Um, but yeah, it was a player, and then I just after that became the DM for
Yeah.
years and years and years. Once I got my own box set,
And what was your, did you just kind of stay with the red box, or
I
did you
did.
advance on into AD&D and beyond?
Well, I stuck with basic Redbox for I don't know, maybe a year, and then Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition, kind of like kind of went into that, but like it was a hybrid. It was like Redbox and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons together.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't really follow a lot of rules. We just sort of, winged it.
Yeah, well, it seems like that is a normal story. Everybody just kind of like mishmashed, and something I've said so often is you could play at one table and go down the street and they've got their own house rules and you respected that and you're like, all right,
Right,
that's what we're doing. Or if you didn't like it, you'd say see you later and go to
right.
somebody else's table, you know?
Seems
So
like there was always an influx of players
yeah.
for me, and I did a lot of one-on-one games
Hmm.
for the first few years.
Yeah.
That was just kind of how it worked out.
That was actually my favorite sort of play, was one on one. It
Yeah,
wasn't as centric as, now I've delved into solo play, and that's its own beast. And then playing with, three or four players and a game master or dungeon master is normal. But it seems like, that one on one, there's something about a sweet spot of
right,
I'm a player, but I also I'm also the focal point. So you're
right,
not waiting for your turn really, and
right.
and so there's a lot of forward movement with those sorts of games.
I still play that
Do you?
one on one
Yeah.
occasionally, and I kind of my sweet spot now is two players
Yeah.
and one GM.
Yeah.
The group I'm in now, just the three of us, and we switch around GMs
Yeah.
every other week or something, and it's awesome.
Nice. Very cool. Now, are you pretty much just playing your system, Grit, or are you venturing
Uh,
out?
it's a mix. We play Grit. We play another game called Limitless with my buddy designed, which is very streamlined. It's
Yeah.
decent system,
Nice.
and then we kind of play some indie games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to
Very cool.
mix it in.
Let me ask you, what is your elevator pitch for Grit?
Oh, Grit Fantasy RPG. It's a rules light D12 system that gives you some focus dice to add to like do cool stuff. You've got 5 aspects that are your stats, and there are a lot of cool little lineages that you can choose from, and tons of magic items to play with. And it is just super easy to learn, easy to play, and designed for the GM.
Yeah, it really is. It really is designed for the GM. I did a review, and I'll put a card up here so that you can look at it. But I did a review. It was about a year back or so, and
Yeah,
gets into the nitty gritty. Maybe not all the minute details, but I roll on some of those tables, and very quickly you can come up with an adventure and just inspiration and move, and
right.
it's awesome. It is so
Thanks.
awesome. Um, when you were writing Grit, what games influenced you the most?
Oh boy. Well, it took me 8 years to make this. So just to let you know, there was a whole process, but the last 2.5, 3 years were where I was like, okay, I'm getting serious. This is going to be a thing. So I think one of the biggest ones is ICRPG
Yeah.
from Brunhammer Games.
Hmm.
Of course, I looked back at basic D&D,
Yeah.
and uh, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah.
I played so many games over the years that I think things have sunk in, but those are the 2 biggest ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just have a feel for the old school stuff,
Hmm.
and that's why I did the black and white art. And when I was writing, I wanted to make things streamlined, and I think ICRPG does that well too. It's just very
Yeah.
minimal, kind of takes D&D and makes it simplified, easy to understand, and I really like that. And I played
For
a lot of it.
sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, it's a well, it's a master class. If nothing else, ICRPG is for game masters, and
right.
what to actually do, and in simple terms. And you've got a lot of that same influence within Grit, and just wonderful, like intuitive sort of things for the game master. And yeah, so I can see that. That's cool. That's really cool. Did you have a clear idea of what Grit was going to be 8 years, you know, prior to publishing, or did that vision kind of evolve as you were making it?
It definitely evolved. I think originally I just wanted to make something simple that I wanted to run, because the option at the time that my buddies were bringing up was D&D 5e, and I looked at that and I was like, nope, I don't want to run that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, I don't know, just simply trying to make it easy for me to run the game.
Yeah.
And then it just changed over time and became more about being more narrative and fast,
Hmm.
easy to get into. And I was running a lot of one shots. And
Yeah.
so, like, I felt like I was pushing in that direction of trying to make it easy for quick games.
Hmm.
You know?
What was the hardest part of making Grit? Design, writing, testing, art, or just pushing it across the finish line?
Oh boy, it was a monumental feat. I know it's only 138 pages, but to be like the only guy doing everything,
Yeah.
is a lot. I have a really great editor, Ryan. Thank you so much. Um,
Woohoo.
he did a great job in helping me. But I think the one of the biggest challenges was the editing part.
Mm, yeah.
Like once I kind of wrote down what I wanted and got it rough, it was a wake up call to just how much work I had to do to like
Mm,
streamline it and put everything in the right place, that, to make everything concise and easy to understand.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
and it seems like, especially not only with Grit, but games like Shadow Dark and even EZD6 is that trying to think in terms of control panel page, where it's you got a left and right and as much information as you
Right.
can. And so the struggle of condensing is the same struggle as a sculptor. It's
Right.
not what to keep, it's what to take away so that the beauty comes out, and did you
Right.
find that same sort of thing?
Oh, absolutely. It was completely a subtractive process.
Yeah.
And I think it's so much more difficult to subtract than it
Yeah.
is to add.
Yeah.
So it was this constant back and forth of like adding stuff and then subtracting and adding and subtracting. And like the artifacts in the back of the book, which there are hundreds of,
Yeah.
I went through that probably 6 or 7 times, like complete rewrites.
Mm.
As just
Wow.
it was just brutal.
Was there a moment during development where you thought this might not work? And you were kind of hitting on that, but how did you get past those sort of roadblocks?
Uh, um, well, there were many during the process. Like the first couple of years, it was rough because it didn't look at anything at all like it does today. It was like a D6 die pool,
Hmm.
and then it went to 2D6, and then I discovered ICRPG and shelved it for a while. It wasn't jiving.
Right.
And then when I came back to it after a lot of experience with ICRPG, fresh eyes, and then that's where the D12 came in, and that things started clicking. I wanted to make use of as much of the poly dice set I could.
Yeah.
So like D4, D6, D8 for the focus die, and D12 for the main die. And then there were some hiccups along the way when I was writing it. And very late, kind of in the process, I decided to cut skills from the game completely.
Hmm. Now, what was your thought process on that? Why not have skills?
Simplicity.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a con. I ran like 4 games, and people were having a hard time kind of understanding how skills worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of dividing the stats into 3 subcategories that you could only use focus dice for those things. And then eventually it was just the aspects that were related to the focus dice.
Okay.
Like, it's just so much more simple if you could just use the focus dice for everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, this just needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
And after I did that, it worked great.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about art for a little bit. How did you get started with illustration, and how does being an artist shape the way you design games, if at all?
It started way back, like when I was like 12 years old with D&D. Like the biggest influence was the monster manuals and all the old school black and white illustrations. I used to just copy them,
Mm-hmm.
just sit down and spend hours just drawing those out. I went to art school eventually. Didn't go in for drawing, but there's plenty of drawing involved.
Yeah.
And then at one point I got back into the RPG thing, and I was wanting to make tokens
Oh,
for
okay.
DTT
Yeah.
setups. So I just really got heavy into that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I started getting into the digital illustration.
Mm-hmm.
Also did some board game design, which required some design and illustration.
Yeah.
But I just really love drawing monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just kind of what is one of my favorite things about the Grit games. And I think I've actually kind of designed some stuff around illustrations,
Mm-hmm.
or wrote things around them.
Right.
So, like, especially when I was in the monsters section, I would make a drawing and then I'd have to adjust the features and the stats and stuff to like kind of match the illustration.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely another design hurdle. What advice would you give to someone who wants to publish their first RPG, and isn't necessarily ready yet or isn't sure that they actually want to do it? What would be your advice?
Keep it simple and keep it small.
Mm,
Like, don't go for this big, long, huge book. Like, condense down to a very manageable project that you can actually finish in a reasonable amount of time.
mm,
You know, when I look back at Grit, it's great that it's what it is. But if I were to do it again, I'd probably make something way smaller
mm.
just so that I can finish it and be done with that in a short amount of time, not 8 years.
Right, right.
um, but I think, yeah, taking small chunks, what am I trying to say? Working in small amounts,
Mm,
small steps at a time, and
yeah,
with a more manageable project is just better.
yeah. Especially when you're the person and you don't
Right,
necessarily have a team, of people. Maybe you've got some advisors and people that'll help you play test, but
right.
when the lion's share is all with you, yeah,
It's a lot.
it's
It really
overwhelming.
is.
Yeah,
It's
it really,
you got to wear a lot of hats. You got to
yeah,
play test. You got to write the stuff. You got to
yeah.
make sure it works. And then all the illustration, design, layout, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. So
Yeah,
another
very.
thing too would be to like do these design jams. I see on
Hmm.
Itch.
Yeah,
They're like really small, like 1 page design jams or 3 or 5 pages, whatever, but just like manageable things that can get you going
yeah.
and then get those juices flowing so that maybe you can take on bigger projects later.
What's next for Grit or for you as a designer? I know you've got
I got some
something.
stuff. I got some stuff.
Yes.
Well, I've got Grit Galaxies, which is the sci-fi version of Grit.
Nice.
I have it completely written. It's like near the editing phase right now. I just need to tweak maybe one little section.
Mm-hmm.
I might be adding some stuff to solo rules for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is done with the writing.
Nice.
And I'm now illustrating it. So I'm hopefully we'll get this thing done this year.
Thank you so much for spending this time with
Absolutely.
me. This is really cool to finally get to hang out
Yeah. And
and
we
see
need a
you
game,
face to
man.
face. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That I think that's next on the list. I think a year ago I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this. I'll do a review, then we'll do an interview, then we'll do like a one shot or something."
Yeah,
And
man.
well, we're getting there slowly but surely.
Hey,
So yeah. Well,
yes,
thank
sir.
you so much.
Sure.
Why
Thank
don't
you.
why don't you let everybody know where you're at? I know you've got a YouTube channel and everything else. Where can they find out about Gnomebot and Grit and everything Grit?
Well, just Gnomebot Studios on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not there much. I've got a Discord server, which is Grit Fantasy or Grit RPG. You're welcome to join there. Some games and all kinds of cool discussions happen there. And then I'm on Drive Through RPG and on itch.io. So
All right, awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios today, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.